Hi guys, it's Busy here, and today I wanted to compile a list of the worst cars to own. But unlike a lot of these lists that only focus on the bad, I wanted to give suggestions on cars to buy if you're in the market for any of these. This is a long list, so let's get right into it. So for number 5, the 5th worst car to own on this list is the Chevrolet Cobalt. These cars are just awful. Not only do they have cheap plastic interiors, but they have various engine problems and can't handle. This is a classic case of America just putting out a poorly made car and being surprised when no one bought it. This Cobalt should have stayed in the mines. If you want a mid-sized sedan that actually drives well and doesn't break down all the time that's about the same price as a Cobalt, you can buy an E46 M3. These are much better cars and don't have any of the downsides of a Cobalt, and that's why they didn't even sell the Cobalt in my country. They didn't even want to try. Number 4 is one that so many people buy nowadays just to compensate. It's the Ram 3500. So many people buy these huge trucks and just clog up the city streets trying to park. Not only that, but they squat them and make them look real stupid. Not just that, but they usually only tow things a few times a year and never take it off the road. Plus, all the money spent on petrol, you could have bought that penis extension you wanted so bad when you went to the Dodge dealer. The better choice is obvious. Buy a Honda Jazz, or as they call them in the States, the Honda Fit. You can fit just as much inside with the same amount of seats. And how often do you really need to go off-road? I've seen plenty of people tow huge loads like cabinets and bed frames with these things, so you won't miss out much on utility. These things are real sleepers. They handle way better than any truck ever will. Take one on the autocross and see how much fun you'll have. Number 3. This is brief, but y'all saw this coming. The Tesla Cybertruck. There's really not much to say. These things are so ugly and super dangerous. Not only that, but the guy who makes them might be a Nazi. Plus, EVs will never have the soul of a petrol car. There's a good reason they don't sell these in Europe. If you need a reliable family car with a big boot, you should absolutely look into an E55 AMG Estate. Estates make much more sense than trucks and get way better economy. Plus, with a couple mods, these things are just as fast as a Tesla for a fraction of the cost. Number 2. This car's a real tragedy. The manufacturer of these used to be on top of the world and fell so hard. Number 2 is, of course, the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. What a shame. When they released these, every car guy across the world let out a sigh in unison. The Eclipse Cross is such a blemish on the name of one of Mitsubishi's best sports car lineups, the Eclipse. And likely all you know how stupid SUVs are, since they take the same amount of space as a proper hatchback or saloon, yet waste twice as much in gas and kill exponentially more pedestrians every year. This car signifies the end of car culture as we know it, and it makes me sad. Now, if you want a good Mitsubishi from when they're still earning the diamonds on their badge, then an Evo 3 is probably the best of the best. For the price you pay for a new Eclipse Cross, you can get an Evo 3 for about the same price and already have a few tasteful mods on it. Plus, these are at the peak of Japanese reliability, and they're basically just souped up Lancers. All the parts are cheap and easy to find. I'd absolutely love to daily one of these. I want to get my license next year. I plan on getting one and building it from the ground up. Number 1. This was a hard choice. There are lots of cars I wanted to put here, but I can't think of one more deserving than the Chevrolet Corvette. From the sea of hard plastic inside to the ancient leaf spring and solid axle out back and the huge anemic V8 that makes no power, these things are hopeless. To start, since the beginning, GM has had problems making these things handle, and as such, whenever you even get close to a corner, the floppy chassis and soft suspension will practically start to fall apart. To add to that, even though the suspension is soft, the ride is still awful and jostles the field inside your teeth, just by going down the road. Next, the interior is all hard plastic and just looks awful. What's the point of a, in quotation, sports car if the interior is always rattling? America just can't make engines either. These V8s make almost no power and often get smoked by lightly modded Honda Civics. And since they're automatic, they have no driver feel. These boats have almost nothing good to remark on, other than the fact that they're easy to swap a junkyard LS into. But even after that, you'll still lose to most JDM and German performance cars. I'd stay clear away from these. So, what do you get if you want a two-door with surprising power and good looks? Well, maybe cliche at this point, but Miata is always the answer. The Miata is such a fun car to drive, and even though it doesn't have the most power, it is still real peppy, It has a lot of potential with mods that can be done by any enthusiast, like a turbo, K-swap, LS swap, and many more. Plus, if you put on quality coilovers like a PC Racing or K-Sport, it turns the Miata into a full-size go-kart that practically can't lose grip. And I can't say this enough. The flip-up headlights are so cute. I have a friend who lives in Philadelphia with the Miata, and even in America where they only like trucks and muscle cars, he says that everyone points at him and gives him thumbs up when he drives by. Jeremy Clarkson said it best. The Miata is a car that teaches the driver. Well, that's it. 5 of the worst cars to buy and alternatives for all of them. This video took a long time to make, so I'd really appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and rang that bell. I'm really trying to get monetized so I can start doing sim racing content on iRacing, so please help support my goal. If you own any of these cars, please leave a comment, share your experience, and if it gets enough support, maybe I'll do a part 2. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay busy.